Even if I hang off it, it's still smooth. Here I got the competitor's fork. You can see actually independent leg movement, and you can see back to forth how it actually gives. But that's not what I'm trying to show, because this has nothing to do with reality. I mean, nobody's going to hang on your fork. You're going to sit on your bike, and you cannot relate to these forces. And that's why, can you put that on there? I put some wheels. I took two of the same make. They're my old wheels. That's why they're kind of shabby. Maybe I can get some new ones. Okay, so when you ride, okay, the impact comes from here, you ride over bumps and so on, but when you go in turns or bochten, when you go in a heel sterke bochten, your fork or your bike's going to receive forces from the side, okay, right? It's the forces that are going to go against the wheel, the tire. You have some inherited flex in the wheel, that's normal, you can see it flexes a bit, but after that, you can see it's only the wheel, the fork's not doing anything. And then you can still receive an obstacle, right? You go in a corner, you go over a rock, you go over through a water bar or something, and you see how the wheel gets deflected, and then you get an impact, and then when it's done, it's crucial that you don't get knocked off your trail. So you get a side load, and the fork should still work. As a matter of fact, you can have really big, look at it, big side. If I do the same with a competitor's fork, and I demonstrate again, the bushings always have stiction, inherited stiction. That's just the way they are. They can break in a little bit, but when they break in, they develop more play. Here you can see there's no stiction. But when I start moving this, when I side load it, you can actually see already here the independent leg movement. This moves independent from this because you only have this bridge, and the hub that's connecting it. So you can see how this goes up, this goes in, and this goes out. And this actually deflects the wheel even more. Okay, but what's actually worse is now, I can actually move it. If I hit it, I can move it. But if I start just side load a little bit, it's stuck. And this is not a lot of force. I mean, and you're welcome to try that just to see. And that's the principle of the bushings. That's how they work. Because these are round and round. Here we have square and square. The square tube inside, square scoop on the outside. We've got the needle bearings around. It's in here, you cannot turn them because there's flat and flat. Here we have round and round. And then we use this bridge, this, and this to try to avoid that they twist against each other. And this is what we're demonstrating right here. Okay? And this is why it is, this is the benefit for the rider when the customer says, "Dat werkt niet." And then you say, "Het werkt wel," and they say, "Why?" And you say, "Because it's stiffer." You can explain it's stiffer because these points, and everybody who's somewhat technically minded, you'll see that this is definitely stiffer than clamping the axle right here. Okay, that's a no-brainer. Then when you go to the oversize, you got the square and square, and then you got the oversize, you got the double clamp. This is typically an application for downhill. Downhill we would do that, but we're talking here, and I forgot to mention that. This fork is more than 300 grams lighter than this fork. Okay, so if we beef up this fork by 300 grams, this would not move at all. But it doesn't make sense to make it much stronger because you have a limitation, that's the wheel. Okay, and just for the guys who have not seen that, they both are minder demper, sonderdemper. There's no damper inside, that's why I can move them, so it's not. So anyway, this is what I want you to remember besides the fact that this is lekker mooi mooi. It's super strong, smooth, light, stiff, and this is the way it is. So that's the reasons why it's fun to ride a lefty. That's why it's confident inspiring. That's something everybody, no matter which riding skill, everybody who rides a lefty, after minutes, after he's gotten over the initial shock, saying like, "Where's my other leg?" If he starts riding, he's just going to start getting confidence, and then he can go faster.